Okay, back to New Zealand, and picked up a car at the airport when we got into Auckland and drove home now. I had bought a home on the side of Mount Nongataha. It was high enough up so that in the mornings when the ground fog was in the valley, you could see the puffs of the geysers coming up through the fog. And it was kind of a beautiful area. But here I am, a pilot, back into an alien environment. So the urge took me down to Wellington, New Zealand, and the CAA, as they called themselves down there, and I got a New Zealand commercial license. With that in hand, the little airport at Rotorua, which was really kind of cute, one runway, a terminal building for what reason I have no idea, because there wasn't that many passengers transiting the thing. There was a little commuter airline that flew in and out of there with an Aero Commander. But there was also another Geyserland that had a Cessna 206 that did charters. And then there was a little shack off to the side of the main terminal building, and there was a big sign on it, Wonder Flights. Well, they had two Cessna 207s, which was pilot and 6 passengers. Nice birds. And they did tourist flights. These tourist flights were fueled by bus drivers that were taking tourists around the North Island on sightseeing and the rest of that. And they'd swing by there and have their passengers that they wanted to take a wonder flight. And the wonder flight was a lot of fun. And of course this helped the bus driver get a little extra money as he was compensated for bringing them by. And the wonder flight, I found out through the guy that ran this thing, was kind of a wonderful thing in many ways, because you had a PA system in the airplane, and you had a boom microphone that was right in front of you in the cockpit, and you could carry on a dissertation about what was below the aircraft and what they were about to see. And what they were about to see was some magnificent vistas throughout the North Island, which were just compacted to a flight out of Rotorua, heading eastbound for Lake Tarawera, and then into a crater of a volcano that had blown up in the late 1800s and killed a lot of people in a nearby village. But it was still a magnificent crater, and it was 9 miles long. If you came in on the high end, you could swoop down into the crater, which was kind of a scary thing for the passengers in the back, but out the other side, and then head south. And there was a geothermal area there that provided much of the power for the electrical grid in the North Island. And then over the sheep country, and finally back into Rotorua, and land there. And we'd take these people back into the little shack there and give them certificates that they'd had a wonder flight there, and I'd sign them for them. This was idyllic in many, many ways, but it did not fuel my adrenaline urge. The other outfit that I flew for there would do forest patrols, and that would be just strictly a grid search for the New Zealand Forest Department to make sure there was no damage from lightning and things like that out in their forest areas. Overall, this was not me. And one day between flights, I got a call, and it was from a friend of mine, Phil Snyder. He asked me, would you like to come up to Singapore and take an airplane up to Cambodia? I said, hell yes, that is me. So I gave notice there to Fred Ladd, the owner of the thing, and headed up to Auckland, and they sent me a ticket to come to Singapore and pick up a Convair 440 and take it to Phnom Penh, Cambodia, and into the wildlife again. Thank you.